Hey everybody, my name is Bobby. Welcome to Mile High Church. We want to thank you all for spending part of your weekend with us, especially if you're new. Our vision, Oneness Revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. Before we get started today, we want to give you a look at a few things coming up around Mile High Church for you and your family. At our winter solstice service, we honor the inhabitants of the world and anchor the cycle of light in an indigenous way. Come early for authentic Native American fry bread. Oh, fry bread. All proceeds go to benefit the Lakota Way Healing Center. And Happy New Year! Our intention setting workshop is on January 1st. Let's consciously bring your best virtues to your great opportunities and challenges, making 2024 a year of creative purpose.
And to all a good... Oh, hello. I wanted to tell you a little bit about our Christmas candlelight services this year. We have some fantastic music planned and we're very excited to share it with you. Acoustic Eidolon will be here. We will have Jennifer Burnett, who always brings the heart of Christmas. We have Gianna Neathammer, who will be singing with our Mile High Choir. We have Bradley Hall, who will be getting jiggy with it. We have Barry Ebert, who will be playing with the Mile High Band, and a special guest instrumentalist, that's Dr. Roger. I will sing a song here or there, but mostly we are excited to have a special guest. Cheryl Renee will be joining us for Christmas this year. Bring your friends and family and join us for Candlelight 2023. We'll see you there.
For more information about anything you've heard today, stop by the Event Center or check us out on milehighchurch.org. Fry bread!
Hello, Mile High. Happy Sunday to you all. It's good to see you all. Braving the cold out there this morning, and icy the last time I was out there. But if you want to sing along with me, stand and sing along if you'd like to. Why not love? Why not today? Why not right now with everything you say? Why not love? Why not today? Why not right now with everything you say? Love is a gift, you give it away. Open your heart and receive. Love is a gift, you give it away. Open your heart and receive. Why not peace? Why not today? Why not right now with everything you say? Why not peace? Why not today? Why not right now with everything you say? Peace is a gift, you give it away. Open your heart and receive. Peace is a gift, you give it away. Open your heart and receive. Why not joy? Why not today? Why not right now with everything you say? Why not joy? Why not today? Why not right now with everything you say? Joy is a gift, you give it away. Open your heart and receive. Joy is a gift, you give it away. Open your heart and receive. Why not love? Why not today? Why not right now with everything you say? Why not love? Why not today? Why not right now with everything you say? Why not right now with everything you say? Why not right now with everything you say?
Thank you, Jennifer Burnett, Mile High Band. Randy Chavez, always an honor to have you with us, my friend. Good morning, everyone. Mile High Church is a life-transforming spirituality. On the surface, it looks like that we're a faith about positive thinking, and we are, but it's really about clarity of thinking. It's about bringing clarity to everything we think, everything we do, how we show up in the world, and that's hard work sometimes. It's also a philosophy that's about oneness. And on the surface, that feels nice and warm and fuzzy and good. You know, we're all for unity, right? But in a world filled with so many conflicts and divisiveness, it takes a lot of courage to show up and be a spiritual beacon in the midst of what seems like a mess out there sometimes. And so I just begin this morning by honoring you for being the spiritual beacon that you are and doing the courageous work of this teaching. So let's hear it for you. If you are new to Mile High Church, we love to recite our vision and mission each week. They're coming up on the screens. If you want to say it along with me, they go like this. Our vision, oneness revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. With that, we'll now move into our communal spiritual practice here in the sanctuary. Welcome everyone watching online as well. This time of song, of silence, and a prayer from our own Reverend Carol.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the rush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
What a joy it is to be together in prayer this morning and to just spend a few moments in that stillness and silence as we allow that divine essence, spirit, God, universal intelligence, whatever we choose to call it, just having that time to allow spirit to infuse us, to remember that we are unique, beautiful images of the divine. And just as we enjoy that beautiful Colorado sunlight this morning, we remind ourselves to open to the sunlight of the Spirit, to allow that presence that is always in, through, and around us to heal us, to remind us that we are whole. We are whole physically, mentally. Our finances are whole. Our spiritual life is whole. That there is a pattern of divine perfection that is being restored and renewed in us. And so this morning we just feel the warmth and the safety and the peace of this sanctuary, and knowing that it extends out to all who are watching online. May you also feel that peace and that love, for we are all connected in one heart and one mind. And so just as we have gathered here this morning all over this planet, we just honor those who have gathered, whether it be in a church or a mosque or a temple or an ashram or simply in the woods by a quiet stream. We honor all paths to God, knowing that there is a power for good in the universe and we can use it. And so I am just so full of gratefulness this morning. Grateful for this amazing community of Mile High Church, for the love that we share with each other and extend out into our community. Grateful for Reverend Josh Reeves and the amazing message he shares, knowing that it inspires and uplifts us. And so for this and so much more, I am so grateful, and I release these words and this truth into that beautiful alchemy of love and law, knowing that all is well because all is God. And so it is.
Good morning. This morning we honor the fourth day of Hanukkah. This Jewish tradition is a remembrance of God's miracle to keep the menorah lit for 8 days without the proper oil during the rededication of a sacred temple that had been destroyed. Those who honor the sacred tradition light a new candle each night of Hanukkah, one candle for each day the oil burned. To light this candle and share with us the sacred prayer is Rama Newton, which will be followed by a sacred song by Jennifer Burnett.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Hanukkah. I was gifted at the 8 o'clock service with a surprise from my family. My son came up and joined me for this process. So I just honor my family in this today, too. So you'll see, as Reverend Michelle said, that there are 4 candles. This is the 4th day, yet there are actually 5 candles on the menorah. And the 5th candle, there's always an extra, and it typically stands a little higher, is the shamus candle, the helper candle. And my understanding is that this candle represents that sacred vessel of oil that was the miraculous one that burned for 8 days and 8 nights. So it holds that place, and it's what is used to light the remaining candles. So in a moment, I will light the shamus and then light the other candles from it. And then I will recite the prayer. And I just wanted to speak it in English one time through, and so you know as I sing what that means. Blessed are you, Lord, our God, King of the world, who sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to kindle the Hanukkah light. I light the candles from your right to left, and this honors the Hebrew language that is written and read from right to left. I will bless the candles, and then we bring the light within. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu bar mitzvoso v'tzivanu, lahadlik ner shel Hanukkah. Amen. Now Jennifer is going to lead us in the song Shalom Aleichem, which is a common Hebrew greeting which means peace upon you, very similar to the Muslim greeting Assalamu Alaikum, peace be with you.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bohem leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malchei amlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Baruch hu. Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Thank you so much. For the second year in a row, we are celebrating Hanukkah at our home. And I just love the lighting of the candles and all that comes with that. We have such laughter and focused time together and joyful memories and contemplation and conversation. It's just so lovely. And it is my intention to take the peace and the time that comes in those moments and take it forward into the Christmas portion of my holiday season. And I would invite you that if you're having some struggles this year, or perhaps every year, we have struggles at the holiday season for various reasons, either things that have happened or things that are happening, or of all the things that are happening in the world right now. Just take a moment to find that, light a candle, perhaps, and find some peace, find some focused time. Because if you're unable to find Christmas this year, maybe let Christmas find you. Ooh, ooh, Where are you, Christmas? Why can't I find you? Why have you gone away? Where is the laughter you used to bring Is that why you have let me go? Oh, Christmas is here everywhere. Christmas is here if you can. Oh, if there is love in your heart and your mind, you will feel like Christmas all the time. Oh, I feel you, Christmas. I know I found you. You never fade away. The joy of Christmas stays here inside us, fills each and every heart with love. Where are you, Christmas? Fill your heart with love.
Jennifer Burnett, so multi-talented. Wow. This is Bijou Barbosa, Mike Marlier, Randy Chavez. Does everyone know Rob Lowe over here? Next August, Rob tells me he will have been playing music here for 15 years. And I'm just so appreciative, Rob, that you've chosen to share your talents and gifts. You anchor our music team. You became officially our lead band leader this year. And you just serve with such heart, reverence, and humor backstage, but you bring such love here, and we are so incredibly grateful just to have you. Thank you. Yeah. We are in full holiday mode here at Mile High Church. Thanks to everyone who was a part of the family Christmas service this last week. Did you come to that? Check that out. Fantastic. Giving Tree is in full swing. It's the last day to grab a tag. At the beginning of this morning, we had 80 tags left on these trees, and so our prayer is that they're all gone by the end of the day and brought back with gifts. Winter solstice service is coming up December 20th. All the proceeds of that go to support the Lakota Healing Way, which is founded by Doug Goodfeather, who will be participating as well. And it's a wonderful opportunity to support this great program that supports people in recovery from drug and alcohol abuse. And then our candlelight services on the 23rd and 24th, 1, 4, and 7. Not only are they just incredible concerts, but we get to slip our religious science message in. And I often pause during those services and think, I don't think there's a greater medium of our movement that touches more people than candlelight. And so it's a wonderful covert way to do that. So it's a wonderful thing to invite folks to. We'll have thousands of people here for those, and it's always a special time. I get to speak today. The message is, Do You Believe in Magic? Part 2. And it's all about how to invoke Christmas magic during the holiday season, which, like Jennifer said, can be difficult for many of us. And throughout this talk, I'm going to share a blessing from John O'Donohue. Barry's here. He turned me on to John O'Donohue a few years ago, and here's part of that blessing. May the angels in their beauty bless you. May they turn toward you the streams of blessing. May the angel of awakening stir your heart to come alive to the eternal within you. And in this series, we're talking about rituals that invoke Christmas magic, calling them the gifts of Christmas magic. Last week I talked about song and kindness, and I want to begin today by talking about story. The ability of story to invoke Christmas magic. Christmas is a Christian holiday, and I celebrate that, but I think we make a mistake when we reduce it to only being a Christian holiday. It's the most melting pot holiday that I know of, and everything means something. I shared last week that actually in New England, in the early years of our country, it was illegal to practice Christmas. Not only because people were raising a ruckus, but because the Puritan types saw that all of these other winter solstice pagan things were going on and said, we don't want anything to do with that. And so Christmas wasn't practiced then. And we find in Christmas time that everything means something. Even historians believe that early Christians placed the birth of Jesus at December 4th. And so these folks actually saw all this cool pagan stuff going on and said, we want to be a part of that. But everything during Christmas time has a story. It has significance and meaning that we can celebrate. The Christmas tree, which we import from Germany, is all about inspiring the enchantment of children and the child within. When we eat so much and feast, it's the celebration that December used to be the time when all was harvested, when we had the most food. Those Christmas lights that we see come from that solstice tradition of honoring the light within during the darkest time of the year. And then there's Santa Claus. Santa Claus, who represents Christmas magic itself, the importance of honoring the unseen aspects of life. I shared with you last week, not growing up with a lot of religion, that it was my belief in Santa Claus that helped me understand and believe in the unseen. We live in the seen, but we have our being in the unseen, where we discover the true soul and meaning of life. There was a very famous letter to the editor that was written in 1897 by a young girl named Virginia. And it's been republished every year since. Her letter was to Francis Church, the editor of The Sun. Dear editor, I am 8 years old. Some of my little friends say that there is no Santa Claus. Papa says if you see it in the sun, it is so. Please tell me the truth. Is there a Santa Claus? Virginia, your little friends are wrong. They have been affected by the skepticism of a skeptical age. They do not believe except what they see. They think that nothing can be which is not comprehensible by their little minds. All minds, Virginia, whether they be men's or children's, are little. In this great universe of ours, man is a mere insect, an ant in his intellect as compared with the boundless world about him, as measured by the intelligence capable of grasping the whole of truth and knowledge. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist, and you know that they abound and give to our life its highest beauty and joy. So we can find story in all of the symbols of Christmas. You can find it too by honoring your ancestors and your family. Share the stories of why you eat what you eat, of why you practice what you do. And, of course, make sure to enjoy a great Christmas movie. How many of us have already imparted on a great Christmas movie? Okay. What are you looking forward to seeing, those who haven't? Anybody? It's a Wonderful Life, Elf. Did I hear Bad Santa? What else is out there? Okay. A Christmas Vacation, White Christmas, Miracle on 34th Street. Home Alone, did I hear Die Hard? The Bachelor's double feature on Christmas Eve is Die Hard, followed by Lethal Weapon, which with Jennifer Burnett would come out and we could have a debate about whether or not those are Christmas movies or not, but that'll be a different sermon at a different time. Christmas is best when we find our own story, and make sure you watch that Christmas movie. You'll try to say, well, I've seen that before. Well, you haven't seen it now.
Die Hard is not a Christmas.
There it is, see? Yippee-ki-yay. Okay. So we have to find those stories. Because whether it's the story of Buddy the Elf or George Bailey or a little girl who doesn't believe in Santa Claus, a miracle on 34th Street, the goal is to find our story. Christmas time at its best is the telling of the human story, the birth of all humanity, which can be represented in the birth of Christ. Dr. Michelle and I have something in common, and we have the same favorite movie, which is It's a Wonderful Life. And my favorite scene in any movie is in It's a Wonderful Life. I'm not a crier, but I weep every time I see the scene. And it's not at the end of the movie when he wants to live again. It's in the first 10 minutes of the film, which is so interesting to me. Young George works for Mr. Gower at the drugstore. And on one particular day, Mr. Gower has gotten the painful news that his son has died of influenza. It was probably the Spanish flu. And he's drowning his sorrows in alcohol. He's totally drunk, mean, and miserable. And he's called to fill a prescription, and he puts poison in the pills. And young George, the young boy, he sees this, and he takes the prescription. He's sent to go deliver it, and he doesn't know what to do. And so he goes to ask his dad, his loving father, who just happens to be in a fight with mean old Mr. Potter. And he can't hear him and can't help his son. And young George goes back to the drugstore, and Mr. Gower's on the phone getting the message that the prescription has not been delivered, and this is very well needed. And he grabs little George, and he pulls him into where he makes the medicine, and he begins violently beating him, violently hitting young George, right on his sore ear, and we see the blood coming out. Mr. Gower, you put poison in those pills. Don't you see? I know you're hurting, but you put poison in those pills. And Mr. Gower pauses, and he sees that he's almost murdered someone. And he grabs at George, who resists at first, but then embraces him as well, and they weep. They weep together. And never have I seen a more powerful scene in a film that shares, in a sense, the sordid vulnerability of living. That we at times can suffer so much and so seek to medicate or hide that pain that we can make a terrible mistake. And yet there is the wisdom at the heart of a child that can bring a saving grace. And it's so powerful to me because I can be all the characters in that scene. I can be young George trying to find his way and learning the dangers of the world, and yet the importance of holding to truth and goodness. I can be the father who loves his children endlessly, but sometimes can't hear them when they need me the most. I can be mean old Mr. Potter, only caring about money. And I can be Mr. Gower, in such pain and in such sorrow, right on the edge of everything breaking, and yet grabbed and saved by grace. May the angel of compassion open your eyes to the unseen suffering around you. May the angel of wildness disturb the places where your life is domesticated and safe, taking you to the territories of otherness, where all that is awkward in you can fall into its own rhythm. Story can invoke Christmas magic. And another one of the great gifts of Christmas magic is giving. How many people are complete with their Christmas shopping? Are you on your way? You're getting there? Well, hopefully this message will help you with that shopping and perhaps even save you some money. Because there's a shadow side to giving, which is about superficial transactions. It should not be about going into debt. It should not just be about fulfilling the list of what someone wants. It should not be a replacement for saying, you're sorry, or I wish I had done more for you this year, or seen you, or showed up. Gift giving should be a very vulnerable kind of exercise. If you're not a little nervous when they're opening the present, you're not truly engaging in the Christmas magic of giving. Giving a gift is about letting the people we love know that we love them, It's about letting them know that we see them. It's about letting them know that they have an impact on our lives that's meaningful. And we have that choice to give in such a way. Every year, right at this time, I start thinking about my Buddha's present. I call it my Buddha's present. You didn't know that Buddhism and Christmas were so intimately related, did you? Here comes Buddha Claus, right down the middle way. Do you want to hear a little bit more? He'll come around when bowls ring out that it's Christmas time again. Peace on earth will come to all if we just follow the sutra's light. So let's give thanks for enlightenment because Buddha Claus is coming tonight. Thank you. And when we think of a fat guy who expresses a lot of joy and happiness with a big sack, we think of Santa Claus. But there's another fat guy who's very happy and joyful, who carries around a sack, and he goes by many names, but one of them is Hotai, and he's the Chinese god of happiness. And when you're in that Chinese restaurant, you'll see that big-bellied Buddha, and he's often portrayed not in the picture that you're about to see, but with a sack. And what Hotai does, one of the legends of Hotai, it's kind of interesting, hear me out, is in China, he walks through the neighborhood and he gathers up all the trash that the adults have thrown away, and he gives it to the children who appreciate and play with it. Sounds a little unsanitary, I know, but hear me out. There's a deeper message here. Hotai takes from the adults that which they no longer appreciate or have the capacity to appreciate, and gives it to the child who has wonder and the capacity to appreciate and play with what has been thrown away, but still has immense value. And so the Buddha's gift is this. It's something that you own, that belongs to you, that perhaps you still appreciate, but not in the same way that you used to. And in the spirit of all that you can take with you is that which you have given away. The Buddha's gift is something you already own that you give to a loved one. It could be a new record player along with your 5 favorite albums. It could be a book you love that's actually belonged to you with your underlinings in it. It could be a letter that you wrote your spouse 20 years ago. It could be a collection of the family's recipes throughout the generations. It could be a box that you've just kept trinkets in your whole life. And what I'm willing to bet is that if you give this Buddha's gift, it will be the most meaningful present that your loved one receives this year. Now, if you're giving this to a younger person, you still need to buy the PlayStation game. But I promise you this, that PlayStation game will eventually be traded in or gather up dust, and that gift of meaning that you have given will last with them for the rest of their lives in a powerful way. So give a Buddha's gift, and you'll even save some cash. We all think generally these days when we ask what we want for Christmas in this transactional way. But how wonderful it is when we pause and just with thoughtfulness, ask ourselves questions for meaningful gift giving. Mile High, we're online all over the place, and this week on YouTube and on our Insight Timer will be a what to give for Christmas meditation. And there are 3 questions that go along with it, and what you can do is just write a list of all the people that matter to you, and then you ask yourself the following 3 questions. The first is, what is that quality that I see in my loved one that I want to honor and nurture? Second, what is a gift that I can give this person that will nurture and honor this gift? And 3, how can I communicate with them this quality that I see and to honor them as so? Do not come up with a quality that you wish this person had. I'll use the example of my son, first of all, because there's only a 1 in 5 million chance that he will ever watch this service, and then I will also ask that you not tell him. But a quality I most see in him is caring and thoughtfulness. He is so caring and thoughtful, and yet one of the things I know is sometimes he struggles to convey that. And so a gift that I thought that I could give him is he's into Japan and Japanese studies right now, and so I bought a huge box of Japanese greeting cards and with a nice pen. Now, he may open this up and look at me with a look of confusion. He may not use it for 20 years, but the point is to convey to him how thoughtful and caring I think he is, and that he may find use of these cards to express that caring and thoughtfulness one day. It may sound a little weird, but it's meaningful. My wife is here. I don't want to give away any Christmas presents, but when I think of the qualities of her, I think of just immense creativity. My wife is so incredibly creative, and often on Christmas I will get her things to express those creative juices, but often what happens is we get so busy that she doesn't get time. And so the gift that I want to give her this year isn't just things to be creative with, it's the time to do them. And so I hope to make little cutouts with this date and this time, at that time, so she can prepare to allow herself to be in her creativity and to express it in the beautiful ways that she does. What is it for you and the people that you love? What is that quality that you see and want to nurture in them? What is something you can give them that honors that? And how can you tell them so? Reverend Carol Wilkie, who did a beautiful prayer today, shared with me that her orthodontist shared with her that every year he wrote a letter to each of his children to tell them the accomplishments that he had seen them do and how he'd seen them grow as individuals. How thoughtful. How cool. Again, it may not be as valuable as the PlayStation game at the time, but later on, that meaning comes through. May the angel of Eros introduce you to the beauty of your senses, to celebrate your inheritance as a temple of the Holy Spirit. May the angel of justice disturb you to take the side of the poor and the wronged. May the angel of encouragement confirm you in warmth and self-respect, that you may live with the dignity that presides in your soul. A final gift of Christmas magic is stillness. Just like Jennifer shared so beautiful, that's something I wish for each and every one of you, is some time in the stillness this Christmas. Christmas is hard for a lot of us. For many of us, it's our loneliest time of year, and we can tend to isolate ourselves. We miss our loved ones who are no longer here in the way that they once were. Sometimes we may even be surrounded by people and still feel isolated and lonely. And what I'm wishing for you isn't isolation. Isolation is often that place that we put ourselves in self-rejection. It's where we disconnect from the world. What I wish for you is solitude. Solitude is where you meet yourself at your place in the world and realize that you are never alone. It's in solitude that stillness rises and we begin to know our place in God and God's place in us. We experience ourselves not in the temporal, but in the eternal reality of our soul and our connection. Henry Nouwen, the great Christian teacher, put it this way. He said, "Remember, you belong to God from eternity to eternity. You were loved by God before you were born. You will be loved by God long after you die. Your human lifetime, long or short, is only a part of your total life in God. The length of time doesn't matter. Life is just a little opportunity for you during a few years to say to God, I love you too." I wish that moment, and it will come on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, a second out there on the porch, a little walk around the block to take a deep breath, a moment even to go to the restroom during the family dinner and take that deep breath and have that moment of connection where the Spirit greets you, where the hand of God holds on to your heart and puts it at ease, where the creative Spirit of God brings your mind to clarity in the present moment, where the presence of the divine inspires your spirit to truly see and behold the miracle of your living. It is in this stillness that our entire life can be informed by inner beauty and can be touched by grace. May the angel of death arrive only when your life is complete and you have brought every given gift to the threshold where its affinity can shine. May all the angels be your sheltering and your joyful guardians. So remember these 5 rituals of Christmas magic. Song, fill your life with music. Kindness, center your life not on money, not on worry, not on control, but being kind. I've regretted a lot in my life never being kind. Embrace story this year. Allow it to fill your life with meaning. Give from a place of not transaction, but of meaning and of heart. And find that stillness, or as Jennifer so lovingly put it, calm down and let it find you. To remind us that we live in the temporal, but we have our being in the eternal also. So moving into prayer this morning, inviting any of our wonderful practitioner prayer partners to stand with me if they so choose. And coming present, we give ourselves the gift of an open heart to receive all the gifts of the season. In this heart, we experience our connection with the divine. In our heart, we feel our connection with all of our loved ones. In this heart, we can be transported into a consciousness of healing, of happiness, and of well-being. And in this heart, there is that whispering of a divine love that inspires us in days of wonder, in days of challenge, and in everything in between. May holding this heart and ourselves in it allow us to be beacons of healing, of forgiveness, of nourishment, and of joy for ourselves and for others. Holding this sacred space, I know that there are blessings known and unknown to us that are coming about in emphatic and wonderful ways. We receive them, we embody them, we become them. And so it is. Amen.
The joy of Christmas stays here inside us, fills each and every heart with love.
Thank you, Jennifer. As we move into this time of offering, I just want to say thank you again for your generosity and for all that you contribute to Mile High Church. Church, as you've probably noticed, is quite a bit different these days. 5 years ago, we would count all the people in the seats and count all the money in the baskets, and that would be it. Today, you count all the people in the seats, everyone watching live online, everyone who watches within a 24-hour period online, people who just watch the message that's cut down, and the 300 or so people who listen jogging on the podcast on Monday morning. And you count the money in the basket, you count the bill paychecks that come through people's bank, you count the automatic donations that come from texting and credit card, you count the incredible distributions from people's IRAs and stock donations. You count the legacy gifts, and it all goes together. And so sometimes it's terrifying, but it is kind of exciting as well. And so I just want to acknowledge and give thanks for all the generosity that you show that helps us keep this Mile High Magic alive. I had a great experience. I mentioned those 80 tags on the giving tree, and just to show you how generous you are, and I still hope they go away, and maybe this person doesn't have to give $1, but they came up to me and said, whatever tags are left, even if it's all 80, I got them. Let me know. And it just is a reflection of you and your incredible generosity. So thank you for all that you do. Please bless your gift, whatever it is and however you give it. But let's say an offering affirmation together goes like this. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
There is freedom within, there is freedom without, trying to catch the deluge in a paper cup. There are battles ahead, many battles I've lost, but you never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build the wall between us. We know they won't win. Now I'm towing my car, there's a hole in the roof. My possessions are causing me suspicion, but there's no proof. In the paper today, tells of war and of waste, but you turn right over to the TV page. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. And I'm counting a step to the door of your heart. Only shadows ahead, barely clearing the roof. Get to know the feeling of liberation and release. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Hey now, don't dream. Hey now, hey now.
Thank you, Jennifer and band. And thank you for joining us today. If you are new to Mile High Church, welcome. If you would like some information about who we are and what we're about, please join me in the Welcome Center at the center of our lobby, or feel free to pick up some information at the ends of our lobby. Our prayer practitioners are coming down front. If you would like to meet them after service, they would love to support you in an affirmative prayer. You can also submit a prayer request online, as well as against the wall, against the windows in written form. So welcome.
Thank you, Reverend Michelle. So grateful to Reverend Jackie Harris, our chief elf, and she's been overseeing our Giving Tree project for a few years now. How's it going, Jackie?
I'm so appreciative of everyone who has taken a tag, brought a gift. particularly at this south end. If you have not gone to that door, it looks like Santa's workshop out there. Thank you for that. Give yourselves a hand. We do still have lots of tags left, so we'd love you to take a tag, and all of them are, well, I think I saw 3 coats out there, but the majority of them are gift cards. I know you want to buy gifts for the kids, but this is what these kids have asked for, so that they can then go out and shop and get their own gift, Dad, so they get what they want. So please stop by, and yes, we had a very generous donor who's going to step up. So thank you, Mile High, for continuing to be just such bright lights in the world.
Excellent. Thank you to Jackie, our Make a Difference team. You can give on our Santa Shop online if you're watching online as well. No healing light service. We're dark in December, so don't come back tonight unless you want to hang out on the labyrinth. Candlelight services again on the 23rd and 24th, 1, 4, and 7. See you there. And we have this beautiful community center and this wonderful thing called community. So if you go over there after the service, there's Starbucks coffee, there's snacks, there's carolers. Get to know and connect with other Mile Highers, and it feels really good. So with that, if you want to stand and repeat after me, I'm going to say a benediction. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, body, and all that I do. I give thanks for it, and I accept it. Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life.